Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is Janine, the pricing lady here. Welcome to Live with the Pricing Lady. I'm Janine Liston, and I typically work with small business owners who are looking to improve their pricing so they can close more deals and have a more profitable business for the long term. Welcome to the show, and welcome to my special guest, Miss Nadine Bdil. Did I say that right, Nadine?
Yes, that's right.
Excellent. That was a question I didn't ask you before we started, was how to pronounce her last name. So it was good enough for government work, we say, yeah? So welcome, Nadine. I'm so excited to have you here today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes. So my name is Nadine. I'm the founder and CEO of InspireWorks. And InspireWorks is about to get your work get others inspiring with your work, right? Because creating value is everything that it takes in order to have a successful business. And yeah, so I started with working in nonprofit organizations and doing their fundraising. I understood that actually I have to sell something to a donor who is not the person that enjoys the service or product that they are donating for. So I understood in order to sell them or give them attractive offer, I have to speak a value language.
Right.
And then I took this into marketing, and I take this into all other coaching settings that I take. And this is how you can do it in your business.
Excellent. Oh, I love, first of all, that you brought up the topic of value, because those of you who watch the show regularly, you know, I'm always talking about value and the language that we need to speak. And also, an excellent point that nobody's actually ever brought up on the show, but I've talked about it to people, is that even if you're a charity, you still have to understand the value and understand the price that people are going to pay and how that value is, you know, how they see that exchange of value. So super interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah. So welcome to those of you who are online. If you can hear us and see us, please let us know in the comment section. So good morning, everyone. Hope you've got your coffee and tea. We have a really interesting discussion today. Nadine and I were talking about this because one of the things that she does in InspireWorks is a funnel architecture or funnel flow architecture. And I thought, what an interesting topic to talk about pricing in the context of your funnel. So why don't you tell us a little bit about funnels and how you work with people?
Yeah. So first of all, not everyone is completely aware what a funnel is, and there is a lot of misconceptions around it. So a funnel is like the process where a lot of people see your ad. Some people take action or find it interesting. Some will even leave their email, mostly in return for a freebie or for some value that you create, and some then will become your clients. So and that funnel, where that funnel in funnel flow architecture, we want to broaden it. Okay, we want to make sure what happens for everyone who sees, or in all those stages, that we do actions, we do things that they will take the next step. Right. And this is happening in a conversation, as you said, and in an online funnel, we use tools, online tools, in order to master that. So tools can be schedulers or booking sites. It can be landing pages. It can be email sequences. It can be Messenger, a challenge over Messenger. It can be any tool where you reach your clients and you create a dialogue. So in order to speak about this in pricing, you can think, what is the process that your client has to go through in order to get to know you, that they trust you. So now if you have a high priced product, for example, for, you do coaching, and the coaching costs around 10K. So people wouldn't see your Facebook Live or your ad and say, oh, how cool. Yes, I'll put down 10K, right? So there is
if only.
Yeah, that would be nice. So there is a way. So we call it, you ascend them on a value ladder. That means that you take them through, for example, a front end offer, a small thing that you that is at a price point between After the freebie, like we start with the freebie, then there's a price point between 1 and 100. After that, between 100 and 1,000, and then you go up to reach your 10,000 goal.
Right.
And people going through this process, they really get to know you. You go to the value you provide, and then once they went through 2 of these steps, of these ascension steps, then it will be very easy to sell the 10K.
Yeah. Right. So basically you're talking about a sort of the pre-customer journey in a sense. It's almost like this journey that you're taking them on to help them to understand who you are and how your business will work with them, whether you're selling products or services. It's
I
that.
just wouldn't call it the pre-customer journey, but this is the customer journey. Like
okay.
the journey in your world, in your business world. Yes.
Okay, excellent. And so when it comes to pricing and your sales funnel, what's important for people to know or to understand?
Yeah, so first of all, it's very important to know that you're completely flexible to do with it whatever you want. So in the funnel, I can always say the end is never the end, because you can always upsell and downsell and have new product and start a new conversation, because they are already on your email list, on your messenger list, on whatever conversation you have started. They already know you from that niche or what value you can provide. And knowing that, you can just always continue the conversation. And it's very possible that you have a very valuable offering, but it's not the right time. So you will want to follow up until it's the right time. And people, you also can be very open that people can unsubscribe if they think, okay, this is not for me at all. So don't hesitate to communicate as often as you want. Of course, don't spam, but the right pace that is right for your client. So this is very different. I have a client that is in real estate, so we do email marketing or send newsletters once every 3-4 months, because not like people don't want to sell their houses every now and then, right? So there we want to go really slowly but surely and just be present there. And if other have a launch or a product, so you will really want to be on fixed on a date, and before that date, you can message often, like in the course of 2 weeks, there can be several messages, and that's completely okay, because you really don't want to miss them out. And yeah, so a lot about the misconception about funnels is that they are perceived, especially here in Europe, as very pushy, because the culture, it comes from the US, and the culture there is different, and that's okay. So you just have to know that you can do with this anything you want, and you put your culture in there. I mean, it's a method, it's a tool, and the question is how you use it.
How you use it. Right. Okay. So I think that's a very important point in a message to get across, that while there is a formula that you can apply, you can also adjust that formula to suit your business, your values in your business, as well as your customers' needs, right?
Yes. And if we translate this now into pricing, then when we go back to the 10K offer, and I have someone that is a prospect for that, and I speak to them and I show it to them, and they say, no, well, that's too much money, I cannot do it right now because of that. So you will want to have a downsell ready. So, okay, if this program isn't right for you, here I have something that you can afford. That goes, is more limited in scope, but so that's a good thing to start with.
Exactly.
So you will want to have, in terms of a funnel, you will want to have a product for every price point, and then to move them up and down from this price point to really go through your whole customer journey. Yes. So you get they get the whole value that you put out there. And as a business owner, just be aware that you have so many options to do so many things.
Yeah. You absolutely have options and flexibility to work with this and utilize it in the most effective way for your business. So Nadine, or those of you who are watching, if you have any specific questions related to pricing in your funnels, feel free to put them into the comments there, and I'll keep an eye on that so we can answer some. So you were talking about these different, say, price points that you can have. How did you come up with those, or why do you think those are industry standards if that's what they are?
Yeah, so there is some elements coming there together. So there is also sales psychology, for example, that people are or are not more inclined to pay $9.70 instead of 10, or $47 instead of 50 or something like this. So there is something like this. So that's why I say the value ladder, you choose a price point between 1 and 100. So usually it's going to be either 47, 97, depends what you offer. Yeah. So, and that is also a cultural thing. Like if I would say this costs now 14,997, so that's interesting. But here in Switzerland, people would say, well, just call it 15K, right? So you need to know your audience, and it always comes back to knowing your audience and knowing how to communicate with them. So you will want to choose. And the nice thing about funnels, once you have a page, you can just click and copy it and A/B test the price. So once you write 14,997 and the other you write 15, and you just check what converts better. That's the beauty in funnels.
Exactly. So there's a couple really good points that you made there. First of all, A/B testing. So one of the things that you really want to do with your funnel and with your pricing as well, where you can, is A/B test what's going to work best for your audience. I think sometimes people are afraid to test their pricing. They want to get it right on the first try. And I'll tell you that when it comes to pricing, there is a certain part of it that is based on your intuition. So up to a certain point, you can look at the numbers, you can understand the market, you can understand the customer, but then there's a point where you kind of have to take a leap of faith and put that out there. And testing it is one thing that is just part of your pricing process in your business. So, and that applies to your funnel as well, I would guess. Yeah.
Yes, but there is one point I want to highlight, and this is to not give discounts after like some people have invested at this price point and then you give discounts to others. So that doesn't feel good for those who have made the decision quicker. So what you want instead of reducing the price is that you add value. And then you can also retrospectively add value to those people that have invested already. They will be only happy to get upgraded.
Right. So deal sweeteners, I call them deal sweeteners, are a great way to, when, especially if people are asking for discounts, to say, well, I can't discount, or I'm not willing to discount. That's not possible. But what I can do is give you this instead, and add something in that's, of value to them, but not a whole lot of work to you. Let's, kind of thing.
Also, a very good strategy in terms of funnel and pricing is that if they don't have the 10K right now, you can offer a payment plan, which we then call as a downsell. We say, okay, you don't have 10K right now. That's okay, because you can start and pay, 1,000 a month, and then you're done in 10 months. So that's also in a funnel conversation, very easy to do and very nice to bring people in that couldn't afford it to hand it down right now.
Exactly. And, people often forget that payment terms are a powerful pricing tool as well in their business. What I also recommend to people is if you're doing that, then you also adjust the price. You're not a bank. Most of us aren't banks. And even if we were, we would be charging for extended payment terms. But that's also, that's why quite often you see that it's a little bit more expensive if you pay in payment plans as well.
Yeah, very legit.
Yeah. I'm trying to see the time here. All right. We had a funny conversation at the opening here that we both, actually, we have selfie rings here to help with the lighting, but it reflects in our glasses. So we're both operating a little bit blind here. So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the joy of being live and being somewhat blind. Anyways, so those of you who are watching, if you have questions, please go ahead and put them in the comments and we'll get to some of your questions. So I also see behind you on the board, you have your monetization what is it called? I can't see the second word that you have. A ladder, value monetizing value ladder. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So I have pointed it out a bit. So what I always do with clients when we start working is that I give them a sheet. If you want, put it in the comment. I will send you the sheet if you're watching this.
Okay.
So here I have the free offer, the 0 to 49. 1 to 99, because here in the front end you want to play around a lot. Now the thing is, in order to upsell the people to the higher price point, you can have several lead magnets, you can have several front ends, really be playful about that. So what I do with people, that they have such a chart, and then just brainstorm your ideas for every single of these. Now you will want to put in the front end something that is of great value, that you also give at the back end more depth, but you will want to also to give the great value already at the beginning. So be generous with onboarding your client. Also, when in a funnel, when you have a price like this and you give value like that, and then you have a price like this, give value like that. So then they get subconsciously, they understand that you're about really having these prices and give you so much values. And then again, it will be easier to ask for the 10K because they already know that you really give the value that you promised.
Yes.
So this is very nice help to just, sit on your balcony, enjoy the sun that is hopefully coming back pretty soon, with a cup of coffee. I do it really often, go outside, go somewhere where you can get inspiration and just think about what you have to offer. And you can be really creative about it.
Yes.
So it can be physical things, it can be courses, it can be online, a download, it can be a video, but also things. I think we're so online right now that it's actually fun to get something physical in the post box that you promised, because right now it's only commercials and
bill.
Yeah. So it's very different if people are expecting to get a nice package. So be creative also to think about things like that.
Yeah.
To get starter kits or so I'm also all about, I do all my services online, but to sending out physical kits with stickers and gold cards and these kinds of things, I just print them out nicely, and that makes an excitement to start working. And I mean, that's a very nice low price or front end thing that I price. It depends on which product it is, but around 27. Then I pay the costs. I don't earn money with that, but I show a lot of goodwill and I make it fun to start to work with me. And then it is easier to sell them on the higher price points. Right.
So that's super interesting. One of the things that I really like that you said there is about how you're over delivering on the value side, and people come to, if they work enough with you through this funnel, then they come to expect that, which then makes selling of the big ticket items easier because you've built that expectation around what you will deliver. So I think that's a really important point, and it will also help you with your pricing, of course, because it will establish the value and what people can expect from you. So that's a very important point from a pricing context. And I also love that you talked about being creative with your funnel. So we have two topics that people are generally not really like woo-hooing about when they first come to us. Yeah. They're kind of like, oh, do I have to do my pricing? Or, oh, somebody told me I have to do a funnel, I'll do my funnel, but you actually can be, with both of these topics, you can be super creative, and they're very empowering topics. And so when you're watching this, I want you to think about really, how can you utilize your funnel or your pricing and or both to be creative as a creative outlet, but then also as something to empower you in your business. I think I'd love for you guys to have a think about that over a coffee and send Nadine and I your thoughts about that, because I think that's a really important point to make. It will also shift how you relate to what you're doing in these topics.
Exactly. Yeah. I teach also a lot about how to put how to connect now it's the sound was different. Okay, so how to connect with your clients is a lot about the conversation. And even if you are stiff in your thinking about money and pricing, then they will feel that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if you're, open and say, look, this is the price, and we were going to have fun, and it's really a value, and I mean, really deliver the value, of course. Right. But then it makes it, then pricing is fun, and it's just a part of the story. It's not such a big thing, just right. Go out and do a test, and then come back and reflect on it. Yes. Yes. And especially also I want to give for especially the women among us to not underprice yourself, not to be, afraid to put your, I don't know, like your laughing is saying that you have this a lot on the show. So yeah, yes. Also in the funnels, also online, start, if you test, start with a higher price point, because if they think that's perfect, that's wonderful. And if they don't, you always can reduce, and people will be happy to see.
Or add more value. Right? Yes. Reduce or add more value. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. So start always high, go into the thousands, and then see how you have to adapt it, or you can.
Exactly. Very good point. All right, Nadine, we actually need to start wrapping up. I can see now here in the corner that it's time to start thinking about what is it you would like people to know as they're leaving this video or this call today?
Yes, I would say be you, deliver value, and then the business is going to go on autopilot. Like that's also the law of compensation, right? If you put the value out there, everything else will fall into place. And what I want to say with that is, be relaxed with all of that and be really creative and feel what makes sense for you, and speak with your client to find out what makes sense to them, and then create your offers.
Excellent. That's fantastic advice for all of you who are watching, and myself as well, I would say. It's, that being relaxed enough, or having that confidence to be relaxed about what you're doing, and I wouldn't say flippant about it, but casual enough, in the right context, it will help you very much in your business and how you're communicating with your customers. Yeah. So Nadine, if people want to know more about how to work with you or talk to you about their funnel challenges, where can they reach you?
Okay, right now in this live, you will see my name. You can reach out over Facebook. I have a page, InspireWorks, Inspiring Work. And I have a website, of course, inspireworks.ch, where you can find our services, or where you actually can experience a funnel. I mean, you will see an onboarding thing going on there. So it's I always say, I tell people, it's, we can start to work right now, but it's fun to go through the process. So you see actually what I promise to help you with, right? Right. And so that's fun. And then I also have a Facebook group for women that is called Fabulous Women Entrepreneurs. And we do a podcast about women in entrepreneurship, which is really nice and available on all podcast platforms.
Okay, very good. So I would head on over to InspireWorks, or if you heard something in there specific, then leave a chat and tag Nadine in there or comment in the comment section so that she can get back to you. We'll put some of those other links in the comments as well. So if you want to reach out those ways, you can. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, if you want to know more about pricing in your business, you can always reach out to me at thepricinglady.com. You'll see that here. And if you're ready to have a chat about pricing in your business, obligation free, you can reach out to me at janineliston.com/book discovery call, and we can have a chat about how I can help you the most. That's what I wanted to share with you today, everyone. I wish you all the best. And as always, enjoy pricing, everyone.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye, Nadine.
Bye, Nadine. Thank you.